turn on the game music. I wish there was like an easier way to do this. Probably if I get a Steam Deck, but nah, not anytime soon. Sorry, it's clearing my throat. Okay, so it looks like the tracking is that bad at the moment. We can work with this. And I'm really excited to just finish this case now, because I'm trying to remember how long the last case is, and I feel like I'll be lucky if I manage to finish it like this week. Let me just turn up the music, because the music is really good. I want everyone to hear it. Make it like maybe 2 decibels lower than my voice. No, 3. Let's go with 3 decibels. Hopefully that's good. But yeah, I'm gonna finish the case for today, no matter how long it may take, because we're going to spend an entire week on case 5. I just know it. Whee! Oh god. Oh god, it's taking a while. I consider defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury, and I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial rights to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. Okay, now my model is doing some weird things. I might need to retrack it. Oh no, I didn't read that. Sorry, Josh. I kind of don't want when I'm like doing those. I don't want it when it's blah blah blah. Basically, I'm saying is it's fucked. When I'm on my neutral, it looks like I'm half asleep, which isn't not correct. But come on, there's a reason why we go for these. Okay, one sec. Let me just retrack. I hate how I always manage to like put choose the time when the music is like dying or not there to mute my streams or like stop to talk, because I don't even have any background music when I do this. uh we are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. Guilty! Boop, boop, boop. The juror's contentions. An accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. Alright, I gave this like racist woman a very funny accent. I think it was like a Valley Girl. How do I do a Valley Girl accent again? There was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Let me. It was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble. Come to think of it, we had a fireplace at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. Old man, please, why are you here? Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems, except for the last one. Yeah. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So, the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And, moreover... God damn it, You're gonna set this entire courtroom alight. It's not. Haven't you seen those cooking shows? How big fires can be when you cook with alcohol? But also, then again, we have like a giant torch behind the juror table, so par for the course, I guess. No one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way. That means, I'm afraid, that during the summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those two details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. Is it just me or is he helping me? Like, it's been a good couple of days since the last part of the trial, so I may have forgotten some key details in which he was being a major bitch to me, but I feel like he's helping me here a little bit. And there I was thinking this might be hard. But, Mr. Naruto, you have to do it. Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends. No pressure then. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you're prepared, counsel. Nope. Oh, yes, my lord. Alright, Ryunosuke. Focus your mind now. Oh, see his little lip wiggle. We need you to strap. It's so cute. Clearly, the key to the summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say, Mrs. Garrett? We have a book that disappeared from the Garrett's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Hey, that's me! Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Ah yes, the 3 trials. Counting this one that you've been in. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garrett and how she reacts. Even to the things other people say. Ah, okay. So we're using that thing here now. Oh, they're mixing up gameplay mechanics. Look, he has legs! Okay, I guess this is a press everything kind of situation. But as we now know, there are 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belonged to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part I have the problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, he said. That's not exactly how I put it, though. Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. I think that's what you call a strong alibi. So, it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the police fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver is about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I have nothing really left to say. Even the writers gave up. The racist. So, you might be willing to change your decision. Oh my, such delight on your face, but I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern and we're back. If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? It's the modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking. What did you say? And not at all extreme. As I said, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man had been implicated authenticated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. Let me just look around real quick. And we're back. So, despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic. What did you say? Overwhelmingly. But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one. I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could. Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady. I don't care what she thinks. Right. I'm glad you admitted the But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it would have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow. Oh, I really have no idea what voice to give this bitch. The prosecution fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London ain't no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. Now he apparently has the accent the lady next to him has. So, no, the window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point in even having windows, huh? Okay, good point. Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering. It has devolved into kindergarten arguments. So somehow I need to show that there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. What's the I'm pretty sure you can't like pin her with anyone, right? Because she's just gonna be like vehemently denying everything. But that little book was on fire at the time, was it not? With flames of love, I'll have you know. There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. Well, he bought it up himself. It's playing in fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree? Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garda. Never you mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial, I see. Little dispute, nothing more. And I don't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime. Oh wow, absolutely speechless. Right, well, we'll see about that, but what about your number 5? It doesn't seem to be turning here at Mrs. Garrett's relentless onslaught. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. You just want to get this over with. How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you already. I'm a day laborer, aren't I? Why are you here? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down at the Thames tomorrow morning. Ah, just like Moriarty from Moriarty the Patriot. What? You heard me. My missus isn't putting us about, you know. She can be fierce. Believe you me. Another shining example of marital bliss then. This is literally just... This entire case is heterosexuals derogatory. A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember. Sorry? It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out. Helpful. Mr. Pete will ever be dragged into the flames by his scorn. Holy shit. Don't make jokes. Oh no, I don't want the next case to have been his murder. There must be somewhere to jog his memory about this. Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Zoe? What is that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. I had 75 candles on the top. It was a sight to behold, it was. 75? You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? Leonosuke, oh my god, he's afraid of white people. Of course not. It was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously. It seems that a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruto. Anyway, I mustered up my puff to blow them out. Only, I have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke. Definitely sounds like oh my god, Ryu is gonna be traumatized by white people. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold? But how did you catch a cold from a fire? What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren plus them threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. Ooh, there you go. The windows. The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my craven neck. I got a terrible cold from it. It put me in the hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. I knew it was devil worship. But something about this old master is playing on my mind for some reason. You need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the streets. As well as how he or how she could have done it. Yes, but once again, the juror statements are full of personal prejudice. I've never said that word out loud. I've heard it several times. I haven't heard it. I've read it several times in fanfics and other books, but I've never said it out loud. So I don't know if that's how you actually say it. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other for the person accept an alternative explanation. Yes, I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions, because a connection might do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for the strike. That's the spirit. What was the one with the window? It was you. You updated your statement. Ah, there it is. These two. Those two juror statements clearly contradict one another. They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again! I told you it wasn't me! Huh? What's that you said? Speak up, lad! Speak up! Juror number 3. Do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebration last year? Confidently shimmer. It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his window in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from the fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh! Exactly. Wait, let me just see this. Let me just see his hip. And BAM! On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Gyardeb household. and Mr. Gyaradev had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke. Are we allowed to do this? Because this is just hearsay at this point, right? Like, are they gonna take this? Oh my god! Oh my god, I love his portrait. I love his. Okay, I think you have to. Excuse me. Juror number 4. Do you have something to say about that? Ma'am! Mrs. Garida. Oh, dear me. What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and the bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. And what if you did? Oh, alright then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering. Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. You know what? I can't deny that. Of course, I should have realized, as is commonly known. A significant step forward, Mr. Naruto. You've managed to establish that the window was open. You simply must have that added to Mrs. Garadev's formal statement. Okay, so are we not? Wait, what? So is it not these two? Confusion. The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Gyaradev told us he had been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. On that day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man, I didn't remember. On times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on as well, you know? I really don't. I barely noticed I was reading a book, much less the title of it. What? Oh, this is confusing. I don't know who's. I don't know the order now. How do I pick them? Because I'm getting all this new information. What is it, juror number 5? Know something? I've remembered what it was. That memory I blocked out. Ah. I was listening to what the granny was saying. She's not that old, is she? Oh, she's so cute. 30. She's 38! She's not that old! Jesus. Bought it all flooded back. Aw. Who are you calling a granny, cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Gyaradev, or the maid, I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. Oh, no. Hey, hi, Pyre! Hey, yeah! I just really want to finish this game. this week, baby, so that I can play the second game and spend another month trying to finish that on stream. I really enjoy these games.
It, it was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work. Like, I put my hands in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day and I nearly died.
Oh, actually, Fire. This is actually the first game. This is the first Ace Attorney game I've played. But because I'm so interested in it, after I finish this game, I might play like the original Ace Attorney, the first free ones that's available on Steam. Excuse me, my nose. Yeah, but also I might take a short break from the Ace Attorney after I finish this game because I really am just marathoning the shit out of this game. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really wanna meet Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth and all of those good stuff.
There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped.
Oh dear, what a disaster. It doesn't look so pathetic. Right? Yeah, it's really long and kind of uses a lot of brain power, so yeah. I might play some more nonsense games after I finish the entirety of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
You haven't heard half of it, boy.
Oh?
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear, stuck into the wall next to me. It did, about an inch deep.
Oh god, no words, just terror.
I could smell it then, that god-awful stench of the flames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy bags that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
I'll never use that word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Well, that's kind of generalizing a bit, but okay. They aren't available on Steam. The only women Android emulation, which is a gem. Yeah, that's the thing. After the first 3 games, I don't know how I'm going to find a way to play 4 and 5. Excuse me. Hello, I am back. Yeah. Yeah, but server. Yeah, but I feel like that it might take a bit because I'm already trying to estimate the times. It might take me another month to finish. Yeah, maybe a whole ass month to finish the Great Ace Attorney 2, and then I'm gonna take a break. And I don't think I'll marathon the original Ace Attorney games. So yeah, might even take a year. Because they're nice, but they're not bite-sized forms of entertainment. They are commitment. Mr. Naruto, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. Like I said, don't generalize. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's not uncivilized. It's so uncivilized even. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like. I mean, bow. Ryu does do archery. He can definitely do that when asked. I don't know if it's canon or not, but isn't he good at horseback archery? I forgot. I don't know where I got that information, but I just know he's into archery. I don't know about the horse riding bit though. But that's not fun. That's not a fun way to consume the Ace Attorney game. Oh, I'm back. I'm back apparently. Yeah, I'm using Converge. It's good. It's good and it has decent speed when it's up, but the connection is kinda rocky. It's good in that Tagalog na lang kaya tayo, bes. Yeah, maganda naman siya, pero yun nga, nagpuputol-putol lang. Pero pag hindi naman siya napuputol, mabilis siya. Nakakaano ako ng nada-download ko yung malalaking games na katulad ng Phasmophobia na parang 9 gig ba yun na 19 gig na ngayon. Nang mabilisan naman, ng mga 5 minutes long. 5 minutes long. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Oh, you're from Bisaya. RIP. I don't know any Bisaya. Sadly. I'm from Bicol. Well, my province is in Bicol, but I am currently in Laguna. But don't ask me to speak Bicolano. I can't speak Bicolano. Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. Yeah, I wonder, is it just like particular bad today? I don't know how many times I've already disconnected. And then I'm gonna look back into my... Oh, that was funny. I was kind of moving my head so the tracking kind of lost for a second there. And when I returned, it was just my character having the biggest frown. Yeah, it was okay during Gunva stream, but I don't know why it's so bad here. Ah, shut the fuck up, stream elements. Oh, it didn't actually. It wasn't flawless. When it disconnected once during that collab stream, but now it's disconnecting like fucking. Oh, really? Is 11 like universal or like nationwidely known as a bad traffic time? I thought it would be like easier because isn't it like at night? I'm gonna check for it. I want to finish this case tonight because I know I'm gonna have to dedicate an entire week for case 5. Yeah, I'm just gonna like download all of the VOD pieces and then splice them together so I can like upload them onto my VOD channel on YouTube. That's the most annoying thing about this, but as long as I'm live for the people to enjoy it, that's all that matters. I'll have to the disconnected VODs are for future links problem. Yup. That I'm not even gonna lie, that has happened. Well, close to happen. Well, it's not 300, of course. I think it was like 8. 8 was the max, and now it looks like there's a contender. Okay, let's press this guy. Held it long enough because of the technical issues. No. Madate. Wait, aren't you a streamer? I thought you were also a streamer prior. Do you have better internet than the rest of us? Care to share your secret? Your wife really threw a kitchen knife at you?
That's right. She was chopping meat with it. Had a tiny edge on it, believe me. So, it's all memories, isn't it? It started with that smile she threw me when we were recording. Aww. And since then, the list of things she's thrown at me has grown along with our relationship. There was a cup, then a glass, and a pot, a kettle, a chair, a wardrobe, a cooker, a bathtub.
Holy shit, a bathtub! Wait, are you sure you're in a healthy relationship, mister? Oh, really? Yeah. I think it's because I live in like a big city, they don't even care. They're just used to the abuse of being yelled at because of their internet issues. Your wife must be even beefier than you. This entire case is literally white people derogatory. I hate it.
And things came to a head last week when she threw me right into the flames. Still, she's not so bad when she's calmed down. She's a real sweetheart, really.
I'm so happy for you.
If you want to know what I think this whole idea of ladies first that we're so obsessed with in this country was thought up by some clever lads who've been tossed in the flames a few too many times by their wives.
What was what it is? Wait, it is. What did you didn't notice, Fire? Alright, my voice. That's a very interesting theory. What a terrible thought. No, it's kind of like those jokes, like in one of those jokes, like what do you call it? I don't know how you call it and how to explain it because it's one of those memes, like but I don't really know how to even, you know those like tone indicators in like Twitter or something when they say, are you S for or slash S for serious or slash J for joking and stuff like that. And one of the funnier tone indicators is derogatory. So it's literally just one word, derogatory, and that's the meme. On the face of it, this year's statement just sounds like a really extreme anecdote. But I think it might turn out to be an extremely powerful weapon. A weapon I might be able to use to make jurors accept an alternative explanation here. Oh my god, it was all around Twitter. And yeah, it's just a meme. Wait, so... wait. Oh shit, there's things changed. Your statement changed. What did you change to? At this point, when the victim was attacked on Royal Road, we know that there was a small house fire in the Garadeb household on the opposite side of the street. Well, yes, it certainly seems that way. But on account of the smoke, I imagine they... Is that not it? It didn't have like that sound indicator, so I'm guessing it's not it. They want to be really obvious. But what if they're trying to be like smart here and being subtle now? Let's just finish this thing. If nothing pops up, I'm gonna pursue her. I'm gonna press him again and pursue her. Not like that though. I imagine one of the hand windows are wide open in spite of the cold. We also know that Mrs. Yeah, Converge moment. It's gotten to the point that I'm like just checking my phone whenever it disconnects now. Her husband, who was backed into a corner by the window due to his wife's frenzied attack. Yes, that's right. So there's definitely a chance that one of the books could have flown past the man and out of the window. Only what? I mean, I can't really see how it could have gone all the way over to the other side of the road, that's all. Oh, I don't really see how I can change my decision, really. Oh, I see. That wasn't enough? Was it going to take to persuade these people? What else changed? up behind me. Okay, I'm kind of lost. Oh, sorry, I was like looking at my phone. I received the message. Yeah, I'm kind of lost. Is it the same shit with you? Ah, it's the same shit. Okay. Get past, or the same shit. Alright, I'm gonna pursue Mrs. Garrett then. Oh. Return. I didn't change the music. Turn number 4. Oh dear me, what is it? Did the last name trouble you in some way, perhaps? The only thing troubling me is that little Japanese lodger with a funny mustache. After all, oh shit! Her voice kind of makes me like suck in air to do like fake voice, and then I choked on it. Excuse me. That's when I have like too much spit. But I'm a swallower, not a spitter. After all, when a lodger moves in, it's rather like having a new member of the family arrive. It might be an idea to use the new member of the family's name instead of that little Japanese lodger. The point is, it's very difficult to know what would make a good welcome ticket for that man. A book, perhaps? Or something nice to eat? I have to say you're sure I love it less. I hope you never. Okay, don't worry. Get some respire. Thank you so much for stopping by. Get some rest. Hope you have a nice dream. Putting aside concerns about presents for the moment, could you maybe focus on the present concerns at hand? So that wasn't it. I could potentially lose a life here, but let me see. Wait, no. What if we finish this? Yeah, because you didn't finish your last statement because I pursued the other guy next to you. Outside because I couldn't remember. I really don't barely notice. Okay, that's his reaction. You see where violence can lead, Mrs. Sato. What are you trying to say to me? You can't waste time deciding what to use next, can you? When you feel the way I did, I don't care what it is, even if I'm smashed into his face. I'm just harder to think you might believe me capable of such behavior. I mean, you have tossed him like, what, 10 times so now? Anyway, I have a feeling I might have done some. I did though. Do I do that? Isn't it just gonna be the same shit? Can we just... Oh my god. When you're trying to skip for them, you can really feel like... Yes, we're done with you. I'll say it again. Go on. Well, I said, is something troubling you? No, not in particular. Like, then what was that all about? As I was saying, the last time it troubled you in some way. Look, if there's anything troubling me, it's where I am gonna earn the pennies today, alright? That's it. Please? Okay, I'm confused. I don't know how to put them. Should I just end it? So the win. Oh, okay. I had to end it so that it gave me like new information. So the window was open when the Gyarados were arguing that day. Oh, that was Ryunosuke. Oops. Yes, Mrs. Gyarados has finally admitted to it, which is a very significant victory for the defense. I feel like the fog's starting to clear, and an alternative explanation to this case is starting to show itself. Turn up, we're still doing the same. Is it another thing where I have to like... If I press them again, will they give me new information? They're the same things. And no one's reacting. Acting the same way. Okay, I'm truly lost. I don't know what to do. God. Oh my god, there's so much. Do you have anything new to say? Did you check your statement from before? Well, yes, it was one of the most memorable birthdays, you see? I couldn't let it go unremembered. I'm sure the defendant will be delighted that you're using his trial to explore your past. And, oh no, shit! No! Oh god, he aged like 50 years in 1 second. And how is the memory related to the case exactly? Huh? Sorry, what was that? You'll have to speak up, I'm afraid. Never mind. He's as deaf as a post when he wants to be. But actually, this old man's anecdote might just provide an alternative explanation. I mean, to make my point. Oh! We use unlit candles on my birthday this year. It's safer that way. Alternative. Okay, that was the hint. So I need... Okay. Thank you, game. I was genuinely lost. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Oh shit. Wait. Ah, ouch. There's nothing whimsical about this. You said. It's true. Wait, I'm trying to connect what this is trying to portray. Okay, I'm gonna save again. I'm gonna save scuff the shit out of this. Could do it to her. Nope. Yep. Load, I was wrong. Did I present something? What do I have? But it is so confusing. the hell? So I can't pit him with the old man anymore because he says it isn't connected. Am I to assume that she's still like a step behind from this too? Because it literally said alternative explanation. Wait. I pit him with the old man. Would you like that though? Isn't she like all about being a feminist and shit? Oh, there it is. It's a different one. Those two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief! Even they have contradicted each other? Explain yourself, counsel, at once. Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, what do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
What are you talking about?
Okay, wait. Whip. We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garrideb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garrideb household to the streets below.
What the now? What's all this?
After all, Mrs. Garrideb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating, you little beanpole?
I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of the book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened.
Now you tell here, you Eastern...
Am I allowed to say that? Oh god, I am so scared of... I'm just gonna say like a slur without knowing, but I'm just gonna assume the game knows not to put that in, right?
As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it?
I have to present the knife then. I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that was found its way from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime was the knife! Okay, let me just save again. Save's coming. Okay, I think that was right. Juror number 4, Mrs. Garrideb. Huh, what now? I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good lord, counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man.
Also, yeah, I just realized that thing doesn't have any blood on it. It looks so weird, but he has legs.
My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garrideb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that? The book was found in the victim's grasps.
What are you saying? Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Well, even my missus hasn't got an aim like that.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because like, hearing from all the things she has thrown at you, I'm pretty sure you're only alive because she chose to keep you alive.
Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
My. Ugh. Mrs. Gardeb, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not? No. Oh. Ah! Oh my god. Oh shit, we killed her. Shit. My lord? My lord, what's your judgment decision? I'm a woman of my word, after all. Thank you, madame.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions.
Mr. Foreman?
I'd have to agree. Not that I think that Granny did it, mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together, ladies and gents.
Oh, except for the old man. Hey. We did it. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
So, as a result of the defense summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed.
That took like 4 of them in just 1. Huh.
2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue.
Okay, wait 1 moment, guys. You might hear some noises. I'm just gonna fix my pop filter. It's kinda sagging a little. Guys, sorry. Hopefully that's good. Until it sags again.
Now then, Lord Van Zix, how does the prosecution wish to proceed?
Oh no.
This trial is rapidly descending into a farce.
Oh god, he's so fucking meaty. His titties and his arms are so large.
Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough.
Stop that!
But what follows is a repugnant.
Repugnant.
It's good for nothing save the country. If I may, Lord Van Zix. The defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond. But let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourself better with the relative positions of those places being discussed.
What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time?
It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Gardeb household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Gardeb house to the scene is some, 15 yards.
Let me see. 15 yards. That's around 14 meters. That's exactly 14 meters. Oh, that's a little large tonight. You were there! You were literally there, Ryunosuke! You were at the scene of the crime!
And, as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having pretentious significance, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, the smoldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notions of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have some unbelievable plots. Oh my god, I really love that this case is kind of building up that Van Zieks and Sherlock know each other at least. I know, right? Heterosexuals are so gross. There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Well, he is voiced by Sid again, so honestly, he doesn't talk enough. Mrs. Sato, serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare, that's where you're focusing on. Maybe let's pick our battles here. My lord, might I be allowed to speak? As judicial assistants, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead. The prosecution may consider the idea of fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leading. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To the end. Juror number 4, Mrs. Joanne Garadeb, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination. Sakes alive! A cross-examination of a juror? Well, to be honest, it's your own fault for getting that juror. Order! Well, this is highly irregular. Excuse me, I had a little burp. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand. Wait, another burp is rising up. Oh my god. Why would you do that? And unnecessary. Lord Van Zieks. There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's partial theory has any truth... Reconnection completed. Then, both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. Ew, couples. And we must assume they would be able to testify accordingly. What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir! Constable Rowley patrolling for justice, sir! Whoa, I love this music so much. It's so fun. Whoa. Good morning, officer. Man, what I'd give for bad days to tell me good morning. Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they are so heroic, these London poppies. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you. Oh shit, wait, that said something else. I thought that was the end. But no more. Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon. I love this music so much. Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request. Oh. And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir! My case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Gardner. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Gardner house are top-pitched casements.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the seat to go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. Wasn't he like asleep face down
On the snow? I didn't take my eyes off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinge casement windows? That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Oh, oh, he's so cute.
Sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. Sins.
Holy shit. No, sir. Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinge casement window?
And you.
So tired. Hello.
You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. He is so tired of this whole circus that's going on in the courtroom.
Of course. Sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's room. Alright, I'll try. Oh my goodness. My stomach just did a little loud grumble. It is hungry. Living in the scene of anything. Sadness from my I mean, if I can slip in Van Zeeks, I will take any sin. So, the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But, as it's a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper ledge, you see?
I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount.
It prevents it opening? This is all news to me!
Absolutely correct, sir! In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below.
No.
You see the problem then? Good. Your education in Windows is complete.
Wait, I think he's only on Windows Vista. We have to teach him about Windows 7 first. Van Zeeks, wait!
There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already.
That can't be! Oh no, there's a bee! Did you see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed into agony! Okay, Plum? Sure. Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me.
Oh, Rolly, you're so strong! He didn't do anything. How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my arguments have been destroyed.
Counsel, if you will drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination.
My lord.
Oh, good. Another desperate situation.
This is another press everything. How can you say that for certain?
A very good question, sir. The answer is this. It is the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all as policemen of our sworn duty.
He should have said before, didn't he?
Did he?
I can't say he did. Ryunosuke, please. I thought at the first case you were claiming that you have good memory. Now you can't even remember this.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that is why I stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly,
So! Oh, Rolly, you're so manly!
of course I am, my darling Patricia.
Oh, God. Oh, Rolly! Fucking heterosexuals. No, none of this is what I meant. I mean, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garada?
Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then.
Absolutely, sir. I will answer to the fullest of my abilities. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get to that, sir, just one thing.
Yes?
I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the Great British institution of Scotland Yard.
Okay.
So, I hope you'll take back some tales of us London's bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles.
What? I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here.
So, to the end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for for your perusal.
Really?
But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears.
Thank you. I'll try. Oh hell yeah! New toys. New toys to play with. What is it? Small folding wallet. Policemen will strive to ensure that peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. Principles of policing, Metropolitan Police regulations. When a crime is discovered in his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Any crime fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. You mentioned something about that, and that it wasn't actually his beat. By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct?
Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air for the house, you see. So, they're restricted to how much they're open.
Sorry, I had like 2 burps coming, like 2 at a time there.
And, therefore, nothing thrown out of the window from inside your room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map.
Aw, thank you. That's so nice of you, Vanzies.
Here is the location where objects would have fallen. Yes. Directly opposite to the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road.
Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinge casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable.
What would that be, sir? How do you even know?
Oh shit, how do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garadev's house is furnished with?
Well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation.
You good lady? You have something to add, Mrs. Beat. Oh, sorry? You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that? Oh, I was just remembering. That's all. We really were so lucky. Lucky? What do you mean? Well, of course I felt terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky that it didn't happen at Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh, yes, that street, Briar Road, that's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love? Constable Beat.
Yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garden household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, so.
It really was getting close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garden household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Outside Mr. Gardam's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on the side of the road is part of my beat.
I see. I wasn't aware of that. Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would have never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people are Bobbies. Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. Oh, that must be it.
I'm trying to add a yawn to his voice, but it's making it so deep. It's bordering on
Van Zeke's level. So I'm trying to yawn and high pitch. Oh. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruto. I'll take care of it immediately.
Payment and victim. Oh! Wait, what did. The case file. The border on which.
And now it's my turn, I think.
Well, this has some significance. But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can it guide you to happiness?
He is so tired of couples and white people.
If a flaming book had gone across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star.
And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Rolly be an inspector. I would have said 3 times at least.
Of course. But with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars. In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you? Yes, sir! That is correct, sir! As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir!
Certainly seems like they're telling the truth. And then we saw a poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her. Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right? That's right, yes! If I had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can be expected to know the location of every police box in every police box in the every beat.
Sir Rolly told me the way. Only, I sort of got a little lost on the way.
I'm Patricia, my love. That's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly. Oh, please. He's so tired of white couples. He's so done. He doesn't want this. So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes? But, like I said, my Rolly was on the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, so...
Nothing to report.
That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. I swear to that on the yard's honor. So,
Really, that seems a little strange.
beg your pardon, sir? Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me.
This burnt copy of The Lion's Pride was originally in the Gardner household. So, the question remains, how did it find its way onto the hands of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time?
Uh-huh. Could it be a different copy, sir? One that was just happened to be good as well.
Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping the book like that in her hand? As you can see from the photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder.
Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene.
Is that so? There's something about the statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how the knife ended up in her bag and how the book ended up in her hand.
There must be some common thread between them. Oh god, the words are like slushing in my head again. Oh god, what is it again?
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir?
Oh, yeah, of course. What is it?
You're Doticus, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimonies any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word. I am.
I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Mr. B. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of the least resistance is oh my god, even the judge is tired with all of this couple bullshit. That was a very loud butter. Oh, coming from you, shut the fuck up, Ryunosuke.
I heard that! See? That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's words count for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could you possibly be about to say, I wonder? Something incriminating, and hopefully that'll help us. Okay, so this should literally just added this. Mrs. B, nobody's questioning what you've told us.
I saw it, I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and a funny curved back slinking away from the scene. didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming book or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction?
Oh, yes, well, it's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up in the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross.
Yes, sir? Constable Beat, is there a problem? No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Oh, oopsies. Sorry, guys. But I was just gonna just decided to grab a snack because my stomach was kinda rumbling. I'm just putting it away.
I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening as all. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident?
Well, you see, I sent her up to the police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone for a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone for a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet?
Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly is so romantic. He saved up for it with the far things, and halfpennies. What the hell are those words? He found in the gutter while doing his rounds. Oh my god.
Yes, how romantic.
I forgot all about it until just now. Had you, my darling?
Oh yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, my darling. You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet.
Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'd love to. Oh dear. He looks rightfully bugged.
What happened was, I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
Oh shit. No, Madata. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in the dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably?
That's right, silly me. I got over to the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm going to mind the bouquet this time. I can't think of how it got there. I really can't.
So, the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. The beautiful rose Rolly bought me. With that change for the gutter he spent so long collecting.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this solitary
Don't be mean. Ow! Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary. With all bits of change you found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Banzix, where did you combine the flower? According to a report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garadeb household.
In front of the Garadeb's house?
Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Can I have it back now, please?
No, I think for good measures, this rose should be added to the court records as evidence.
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
But it's a symbol of our love.
Well, I'm gonna check that symbol all too well.
An English rose. Such a beautiful flower.
Ah, it's a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Sorry, I was chewing.
Do you not take an interest in flower, Mr. Naruhodo?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yes, plum blossoms, peach blossoms, and cherry one. You're not scared.
Perhaps you should consider branching out? Learn some that aren't fruit tree based? For example.
Okay, what else? Ooh. It's high. It's very stylish paper. The flowers wrapped it, isn't it? It's newspaper.
It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me.
Ah, I see.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake.
Ah, so Sasita, you do love your cakes. Wait, that's it? That's it? Is this also the newspaper? Ah, yeah, it's a newspaper. And that's just a rose. That's it? I thought for sure we'd have like find something inside a rose. I'm surprised it hasn't wilted. How long has it been again? Like 2 days?
Huh. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief! Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Beat. Okay, is this one of those things where I have to like progress? To be able to show something?
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you make of it all this?
Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. At Fort Bug, that had no business being at the scene of the crime. Made me sure that Mrs. Garadeb was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed. Not alarmed. I'm always alarmed. I'm armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, I'm going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Okay, so how do we go about this? Bob, this the first word is he started to win the
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did see it touch hell, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure it was disturbed. For a moment, nothing strange to me. What do we present to that? I feel like that court record update was important, but how and which one do I press it on? Strange report. Is it? It's a matter of like finding the order because I know what's happened now. It's just like the matter of presenting the evidence to progress it. Oh shit, no! Ah, fuck, I clicked the wrong button. Yes. I knew I wasn't supposed to like click right. No. See, this is where the game is getting difficult now. It's like a matter of knowing what. It's a matter of already knowing what has happened or figure out the mystery, but you can't figure out how to connect the mystery. Sorry, that was my phone. Window, seen it. Mr. Rolly was sure nothing was disturbed. I'm sorry, no, I just got another notification. It was nothing, don't worry. Okay, I think I'm losing my way. I don't think I'm supposed to present the bouquet here, right? What a picture. This was a pain. Whoa. Oh yeah. I was just back. The crying scene for the moment. Wait. But if nothing was disturbed, why was this on the other side of the road? I'm gonna save. Save. The cases are getting difficult now. And that's really interesting to me, like in a game design standpoint. Like, is it just because they were so used to being handheld all this time that now you're actually like having a hard time, or you're actually like presenting very difficult mysteries? I'm not sure about this. That's what I said. So let's try this. On the music stop. Oh, okay. That was right. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. What? What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back to the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped to the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby. Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked.
But considering the size of this meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, oh, don't be so mean. No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, but back into the gutter where it belongs. Oh, that's so mean. That's well they can afford fancies. Like I hate couples as well, but come on. Mika. But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beats swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Smith's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideb's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hands. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Smith's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. There's no logical explanation for these things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? Are you... The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. We're turning on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garrideb's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb, but deliberately meddling with the scene of the crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it. For a very subtle but compelling tampering? You've barely heard of the term before. I literally couldn't say it. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Ow, I bit my lip. Ow, it hurt. Yes, there was someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony pointed at one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you? Okay, so this is what I mean when I understand it now. Because they made very good mention about how it wasn't on Rolly's beat. And that Rolly's beat is actually just in front of the Garrideb's household. And that they were lucky it wasn't there because they were going on a wedding anniversary. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat. It was you. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense! Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No? I was gonna make a comment, but let's not. No mommy works more tirelessly for the people of London. Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from that scene
is the only opportunity where anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it. Wait, shut up. Aren't we here to prove that he didn't do it? That's literally the only reason we're here. And wasn't it also like a thing where it was dark and none of you saw it? Oh. And forgive me for pointing out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Ah! Well... First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't proper court proceedings, but... But your accusations lack one very important thing. Evidence! You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there's only one reason why anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right! He's right! But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all! So, why would it have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense! You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. And that's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Nethergill, have you managed to solve this mystery? Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. It's like the book here, right? The one that shows. Counsel will mean motives for tampering with a... Possible motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Because it was on his feet if she collapsed in front of the Garrideb household. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know. That's certainly what everyone has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, Mankiponi's friend. Where you're proposing the crime actually took place. Should be here, right? Okay. I'm really scared about these like controls because I don't know if like I'm one pixel off or if that's how sensitive it has to be. So I'm just gonna save, and it's front of the Garrideb. But that's on the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. On the evening in question, when Mr. Garrideb's book fell directly down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Mrs. B, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good gracious! Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard.
I'm having a little snag in between the corn. It's the heart of my enemies. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
How are you so confident in that? No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Bean had then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. I'm sorry, I'm also eating the little cut. It's cheese.
This is a little mouse.
And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all of the things shown in the print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary! But the constable overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
He's finishing my sentences for me.
Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Ziek said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast the light. Yes, it could have been seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beat? Breakdown? Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, what the fuck? I am not doing all of that bullshit again. I'm gonna choke you off with your fucking old scarf.
Oh, Rolly. It is true, isn't it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything came out. Everything exposed. Only it wasn't a dream at all. Good golly! Order! I'm also eating. What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this?
Moving on. She's not dead. She's not dead.
It's a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything.
I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How would you possibly know? A foreigner presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman.
Mm. Oh, I love now that we're actually rocking him and like rocking. Yeah, I'm actually rocking him, and like moving his oh no, I mean surprising him. Because last time he felt like it was only like one step ahead, but we didn't like defeat him on our own terms. We defeated him on like McGilded's like help. But now I feel like it's like properly us against him and is being surprised by it.
And yet, Lord Aziz, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
This judge is so nice, thank you.
I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young mystery.
Oh, thank you.
Counsel of the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord.
England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same.
And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What give reason?
Just in case. I feel like it's either this or the.
Hello, I am sure. No.
So I feel like this is more forward because it literally says there the victim was found lies just outside of Constable B. Oh wait. No, this is wrong then because it's saying it's outside of it. But this one is saying specifically all crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. So it's this one. It is Metropolitan Police Regulations. Okay. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. For example, keeping that peace, looking after the citizens in his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, that day in question was special.
Special? How?
On account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh, yes! It was our very first wedding anniversary! You got it. He got it. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road,
he's finishing my sentences for me!
When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna assume this is like Van Zeeks because its theme started playing, okay? It doesn't have a name, so I'm assuming it's Van Zeeks.
When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapsed on the pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's head?
What's up? This one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat put up with a lot of being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend me earlier. You're really just fucking incriminating yourself, dude. I'm so sorry. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's alright.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
No! Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done?
It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God.
Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could be lurking somewhere.
Are we good?
As we ran over to the scene,
Oh, wait, what is this? As I ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer.
we've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible.
But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was laying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with additional investigations and help detectives. Why there? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight? Of all nights? Oh, I'm getting chills. Poor dude. Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So, you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Mearsham Street and then... Oh. Oh, I'm, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. Oh, I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. Oh.
you knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
You see, I thought. Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, of course I did. Otherwise, I really would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement. That's kind of making it worse.
Ah, I see your meaning now. But God got me back from my sins, didn't he?
That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Rolly, that was my fault. I should never have dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly.
And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total?
4. It was, yes, definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th
Me, the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. Am I back? Oh shit, this isn't the gateway, this is OBS! Fuck! And we ran over to the scene. The victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hands. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh my god, this is like the 5th time we've established this. Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people in the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is for me now. I've had it.
My lord. Yes, Lord Van Zieks. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir!
Mr. Prosecutor, sir, what will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please, don't punish my husband. This is all my fault. It's because I'm always mourning at him for coming home late. Hello, hi heart peanut butter. Hello, how's it going? I won't lie, it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. My internet does not like what's going on here. But hello, how are you? Live it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. Alright then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Oh my god, please wait, no. Don't actually expect that I have skills in voice acting. I am literally just fucking around with his voice. Please have no expectations that I'm good. Oh, does that mean he's off the hook though? Probably not. He's probably gonna get punished, but oh. Never again, sir? You mean to say?
Leave, now. This trial is not yet over.
It's been 2 hours. Sir!
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of the crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime.
Yes, please. Get those cringe ready because I only have like 3 voices that I can use. It's not a very diverse one. And I'm really just reading. I can't even read half the time. No, I disagree. Now that we know that the true scene of the crime, the true scene of the incident. Oh my god! Great start! Great start! I really like proving myself here. Hello! Ah, thank you! Thank you so much for the follow. I heart peanut butter. There is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. Lorenz, is this true? Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. You will name the other person who could possibly perpetrate. This is like two people then. This is Garrett Deb and John. Joanne and John. Both the Garrett Debs. But I also want to say Cheryl. Wait. Shut the mate. I kinda wanna know. Does he have like a special voice line when I say he's a murderer? Wait. Let me see. Excuse me? Ah, okay. Ah. Okay. Give me back my life. I was just testing it. Wow, this courtroom is so intense. Kind of wish it worked like that. IRL, like, you haven't seen the half of it, my dude. You haven't seen the shit they have done here. Okay, so I'm assuming we're incriminating the wife now. People have swords here. People bring guns. People fire off fireballs. They have like what do they call it? They have fireworks inside. Man, this courtroom is intense. It's also a fire hazard. Hey, cat! Kisha! I was about to call it Katari. Hey, Kisha, how you been? The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. It's been 2 hours! Once again, my assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joanne Garridam. Me? Oh dear me. Cat. No, please don't have my own bug emote against me. That request has already been denied. But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garridam, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garridam. In the course of the argument, a minor house... Hello, welcome back. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Something would be fun. It literally is already like screaming objection, like every other word. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the top hinge casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself. Hi, am I back? I just want to miss checking my phone whenever I disconnect. I know, right? This is a fucking clownery. Oh god, I don't even want to imagine all the clips I have to download so that I can splice them together into the big VOD. I don't think I can voice that, to be honest, peanut butter. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garabab. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, didn't have any blood on it though. Have you really never laid eyes on it before? Oh! I think I prefer smooth peanut butter. But that is only because I like putting my peanut butter on like toasted, Fuck you! I was gonna say... What do you mean wrong answer? Fuck you! And so I was gonna say I only like putting peanut butter on like toasted bread, so it's already crunchy. The bread is already crunchy. I do not want to add an extra layer of crunch to that. Now I just want something smooth, and also I kind of eat peanut butter by the spoon. You can get the crunch from the toasted toast. I don't recall this. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there and all that regalia said members of the jury didn't testify to this. Conveniently, yes. No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh my god, Kisha. I hope they played another animation. I hope you see it. There's an animation that I want you to see. At the grumbly voice, he just ate too much crunchy peanut butter. Cool fun fact. And also, if I want to eat crunchy, I can't like give you a heads up because I don't know when it will appear, but it appears as one of his objections. And also, if I want to eat like crunchy nuts, I would just eat like the fried nuts. Would you put fried nuts between toast, huh? Oh. Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. What? He's on my side! Oh my god, Kisha. Why? What's a snickle? You mean like a snicker? If you know something about this knife, madame, let the truth come out. But this is a common or guarded knife. It could have been from anywhere. A Snickers bar inside a pickle. Honestly, you know what? I can't even imagine the taste of that because those are just two very different flavors. I might even give it a try, yes, because I can't imagine how bad it is. Wait. So is it like a pickle covered in chocolate and nougat and caramel? Wait, we have several like that at home. If one went missing, how could you expect me to know? What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garabab? I love how they incriminate themselves like this. Is that her? Now you listen to me. I refuse to to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought of that. Right. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to provide it to me that I threw that knife. If that's what you think, along with a chop chop. How? How do I prove that you threw it? Why is she a 4-month-old newborn baby? I don't know about that one, peanut butter. I don't know about that one. Well, Mr. Naruto, if I have evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
Then, take the stand, Juror.
He's on my side! Oh my god, this makes me feel so good. Nothing has given me serotonin just like having this man on my side.
The prosecution does not object to the defense request of cross-examination this moment.
Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. I'm going to have to testify? Is that allowed? Doesn't she need like a lawyer first or something before she does that?
Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware.
Oh, dear me.
So, I demand your full and unadulterated testimony. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth.
6 hours, true, let's go!
Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Oh, this is a different angle.
This is such a strange feeling.
For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. Me, Van Zieks in the corner is so cute.
I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer.
It only took you 4 episodes out of 5. The judge looks like Santa. He is.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Joanne Garita. And I'm a juror and such like. It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on that evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Watch the anime watching the game. This makes me want to watch the anime watching the game. What is that? Oh, dear me. Oh, is that the husband? Oh, ew, couples. Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, the husband. Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Oh. Wasn't only you. Oh wait, I'm back. I'm just checking Discord now. Yeah, I know there was an anime for Ace Attorney, but I heard it wasn't really good. It's kind of like the case where other games turned anime. It's because they kind of tend to like miss a lot of the like supplementary part that makes a. Yeah, I heard it wasn't that good. I think it's always the case with games turned into anime though. Especially when they try to like adapt the story itself. Because Ace Attorney is easily like an 80-hour experience. but then you have to cram it into like a 12 episode series. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you like want to know the basics of the story, you could watch it. But if you were like a fan of the games and then you watch the anime, apparently it's not as good. Which is kind of like always a thing. Manga readers aren't even happy with the own anime they get. Yeah, most things trying to adapt a game usually will never have the same delight as the game did, or invoke that kind of memory. Because if you ask me who are you making that movie or anime for, clearly you're trying to appeal to like the existing fans of the franchise, right? And then like a few percentage of people who just wanted to get into it, which again is very wrong. Because, well, I'm not gonna say it's wrong, but you're kind of like missing out a lot if you just consume the movie or the animes. And movies turn into games? Yeah, because like, well, it kind of depends as well, because I feel like if you turn a movie into a game, you'll have more of a... If people really wanted to do it, they could like pour so much more ideas and like fleshing out the world and the characters. But the thing is, when they do that, it's always like just a cash grab. Some people, you're trying to sell it to, again, fans of an existing thing, so you're gonna already assume that people are gonna buy it. Like, you don't have to push the effort because it already has like existing infamy or fame, if not infamy. Oh my god, how did you find me then? I literally had no one watching me before you came in. And I don't think you'll be into the game. Honestly, Keisha, yeah, it's not a game I wholeheartedly recommend to everyone. Even like my friend who's gotten interested in the Ace Attorney Chronicles because of Van Zeeks, I can't, like, when my friend suggested that she play it, I literally said no. Oh my god, no. She'll actually like tear her hair out when she has to go for like the investigations and like the cross-examinations. This isn't a game for everyone. Well, I'm glad you found me then, and thank you for the follow. I'm glad that you happened to catch the part that it was good enough to earn a follow. Wow, oh my god. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, back to the game. I kind of dallied long enough. Okay. Wait. And as I was doing that, I completely forgot the voice I gave him. Rather, I ought to testify as well, don't I? But what about your date, dear? Oh wait, her voice got all young. All of a sudden, shit. I'm still back in like the Patricia character. Don't worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. Oh, John. I presume you were Mr. Garridum. Also, how did he just get in? Did the bailiffs not stop him or anything? Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much, Peanut Butter. That is very sweet of you to say. I'm hoping by the end of playing both games here in this bundle that I would have learned to voice act a little bit. Just a tiny bit. The quiet life, where you're not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question. Ah, well, yes. Quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Why is everyone going, sir? Yes, sir. No, yes, sir. That was in the first case. The Battle of the Garden. Yes, on the day you're referring to. The wife and I had a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it. Wait, why is your voice like rising in pitch? Soon had it out though and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I didn't notice. I'd noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. If that ball in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have to prove it, I think. I'll have a job of proving it even. I can't read. It sounds as place. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy cut us at the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, there are just a gnat's whiskers from that at any moment. The guardrails or the action pack ending and be trying to wind up in Gordon purpose for fun just to get experience of this one. Oh, actually, there are some cases, Peanut Butter. If I could suggest one thing, and it is something I have picked up ever since getting into the Ace Attorney Chronicles, is that if you know Court Cam, it's on YouTube and they have compilations of their episodes. You should really check it out. It's literally just like drama in court and it's kind of funny and also intense to watch. But yeah, if anyone wants like actual IRL court drama, check out Court Cam on YouTube. Yeah, it's my internet again. I have no idea. This is like the worst it has ever been. Are we still talking about marital quarrel here? Well, I must say I'm dubious about that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. Why would you know that? Why would you know that? I know you have a sword on your head, but why would you know what combat is like? One second. Sorry. I just needed to do something. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. And also, John, if possible, please keep the chats relative to the stream. Please. Van Zix may well be right. Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth. It's been 3 hours! Mr. Naruto? Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, Counsel. Begin your cross-examination. Okay, is this another press everything and something new will pop up? The reason is that you told us yesterday. It's what you told us yesterday. Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was stuck into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garrigan. A rather passionate note, in fact. Is that how you guys describe passion at this time? Oh my god, y'all will just have like a heart attack when you see like those old Shakespearean novels. But Mr. Garida found that note, discovering her husband's little secret. And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too. What a sordid state of affairs. Oh, shit! The context of this is so fucking funny. The only thing that terrifies a vampire is a marital squabble between two white women. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Thanks. Oh my god. Oh, yep. Thanks for the posture check, John. Oh my god. Shit, the only thing that terrifies a vampire more than the sun is like a fucking white people. Okay, thanks for the hydrate again. I say, when a chap says he can't recall such a thing, it's commonly decency not to drag it all up. And besides, half of it was wide off the mark anyway. A likely story. These waters run very deep. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? The judge looks so tired. That's been like 3 marital disputes already. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happened that there's some bath water around the evening, so I sloshed that, about to put it out. A most precarious situation to put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from public water pumps during the day if you need any, you see. The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at sight. Although, that little mustache Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. The defendant, Mr. Natsume. Yes, he resents stupid for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off. Have you actually seen the state of that man? Oh my god. Ryu, please! The scathing remarks. I believe he uses all of his income to buy books. Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. Meanwhile, I was even though the room was on fire? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger to the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. Yes, is that right? That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh my god, I never said anything, Susato. How did you know I was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge. A nut. I see. Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garridam! Don't shoot! Sir, I beg your pardon? Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles that old thing launched in my direction was something more solid than she implied. Books, bricks, and a fire poker.
I seem to recall. Oh my god. His lips are chattering. Oh my god. Or, no, his teeth are chattering. Not his lips. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed directly into everyone. Ah! Good grief, woman. We're not at home now. This is the court of law. Oh, dear me. I'm ever so sorry, dear. What's she even doing with that teapot in here? She's British. She needs her tea. Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, huh? Your pipe, sir. Had this thing in my hands as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out of my... Sorry. I had like a burp. Fighting against the words. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did. Yes. And when I went to pick the things up, it was broken in two. I would like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see. Your pipe was broken. It never would have set flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I managed to manage the thing up for now. Okay, see ya, John. Thanks for stopping by. You are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? Sorry about that, guys. Just had to do something. I'll take anything I can get. The defense believes Mr. Gardium's remark just now to be of great significance. This war veteran's word only tells us one thing. Betray a fire wife, and pipes as well hearts may be broken. Wow! Poetic? Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense, one might say. Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Well, I don't see why not. Oh, dear me, there you go again. Trying to integrate yourself with a oh my god, no! Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Mine has been added to and now I'm checking it out. It looks like to be in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Gardium's dressing gown. Is that a dick joke? I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Gardium, given that he hasn't gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Either that, or he can't afford to replace it. What's this little crack here? There's a small nick at the bowl here that it appears to have been made relatively recently. And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. This particular ring is catching my eye though. Perhaps it's clearly true. Oh. How did you not notice this inside your pipe? Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe here. Yes, I saw it. Something's stuck in there. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What is this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. Tip of the blade? Surely it couldn't be. There's a tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Gardium's pipe. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade.
Something wrong, Mr. Naruto? I don't really know. There's just something nagging me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. Thanks for the hint. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruto. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Sasasa, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully.
Well, thank you for that, Orbital Mr. Garden. Now, if we would return to the crux of the matter, what could you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim?
Honestly, I'm gonna say I'm probably supposed to present the tip of the knife. Just the tip. The keyboard controls are so weird. I actually really have to look at like my keyboard for it. Music stop. Okay, if it doesn't. Oh, okay, big slab. We got it right. Mr. Garden, could I ask you to take a look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing.
You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course, but that was some time ago now. Aww. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days, I struggle to tell the B from the D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, it does, Ruby. It's rather weird being asked about every other letter and every other word.
You must be very...
Oh, fuck you! This joke does not work. You cannot say this joke. This is a what the fuck?
You must be very dusty. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from a tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the feds come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. Wait, pipe you say? By Jove, I wonder how it got in there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of stabbing in Briar Road?
You didn't need to do that! I am.
What? When put together with the piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord.
Oh, I just noticed! I just noticed the back of his... It's like, what do you call it? Robe? It's all burnt!
You appear rather confident. Oh, no, this is wrong. You appear rather confident in the extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well done. Present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence when paired with a fragment of metal already alleged? This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece of the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades that sold in unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. And what is this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing. Let me just drink some water. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Gyarados' pipe.
Oh! Wait, are you concerned? Because it looks like he just had like a heart attack or like it was just shot. What was that sprite?
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh,
This is a sprite. This is a sprite.
I don't believe it.
Why did you go from that pose to this one? Please, I'm dying.
A knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Order! It's just some sort of Eastern
The fuck? You recovered?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Vanzix has figured it out, has he? Council, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did a fragment of metal find its way inside inside Mr. Gyarados' pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. And it's in my hand as usual of the time of the onslaught. Knocked clean off with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
Oh no, I kind of feel bad. Oh no, I kind of feel bad. Oh, dearie me.
Oh wait, which one of them? Is it the old man? Oh, dearie me. During the argument between the two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Gyarados flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Gyarados, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Gyarados' pipe. The chances are 1,000,000!" And yet, there's one other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. I mean, there's no other. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Gyarados' house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh dear! No! What now? Why aren't you on the same page? A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend, characteristically Diplodes approached. What the? Wait. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Diplodes approach to bottling this argument. What the fuck are you talking about? Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. A game theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see...
Keisha! I don't know if you're on chat anymore, but you did it! It did the animation! reading animation. What?
It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
An insurmountable what?
Lord Van Zieks explains. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Yes, in her.
Ah! No!
Oh my god! Couples derogatory!
That's right, you silly little man! Now, Joanne, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above,
Jesus!
there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Remember, why does she have the book in her hand? Remember!
Order! Order!
Quite right! See, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above. Oh my god. I'm starting to feel really bad for the husband here. It would have struck her on the top of her head. Well,
He's lost for words, look.
I knew it. I never liked this here in the first place. I don't know though what really did happen.
It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand.
You should tell that to Matt, Dad. I really like this sprite. I really like this sprite. I'm gonna use this as a thumbnail for the VOD.
Your theory, my learned friend, is history. We're so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. Mr. Sato, you mustn't worry, Mr. Naruto. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court records. I'm sure all information you need is there.
Stream said no to Van Zieks racism.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
He objected while he was looking like that. Wow. This inconsistency doesn't mean it means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. Yes. I'm wrong. Goodbye. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. Oh, his confident little smile. Oh, does that confidence irk you, Mr. Van Zieks? I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks. Sorry, I was thirsty.
What are you implying? Counsel!
There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. we already have the answer. Goodness! Utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. I don't know, is it? Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency. Is it? The final piece of the puzzle. I feel like it was the final chance like 5 hours ago into this case. If I could successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... I know the answers. It's because she picked up the book. But how do I... I feel like... Okay, I feel like that blurb is important. It specifically shows the victim's hand. Instead of just like presenting the book. So I feel like it's this photograph. Wow, photograph. Instead of just picture. God damn, the Brits are infected. The fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. Ah, the music! I love this! The third book? Is that not Mr. Garrideb's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But, as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so. As far as this wholesale transplanting... What? Wholesale transplanting? What does that mean? Of the crime scene at the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable B made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. Odd. But when you place in the book, well, that is because it's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I would assume so. Wait, what? Is that wrong? Oh, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So, the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By Jingo! I think I'm getting to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me! We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garrideb household onto the pavement below. At precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw? Yes, Mrs. Garrideb. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up. Yes, that is exactly what the woman did in fact. What the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh, heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? Well, I know it's really like ramping up, but what if she like knelt down and not bent over to pick it up? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in that very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green. I'm just saying, I don't know how I feel that this is all like per chance. Like, oh, I mean, yeah, sure, it already began with like everything. Like, there's a couple quarreling, and then there's a guy slipping on ice, and then there also happens in the construction, and then just happened to be walking behind. In this case, it's like a whole fuckery. That, whatever day that was, it was fucked. Was the defendant Mr. Sosuke Natsume? Well, I never. It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Ah! And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. I know we're supposed to be on the reused side here, but this is all conjecture. This is all theory. We can't prove this. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident, which is kinda unbelievable in itself. It's more unbelievable than most like murder cases that were actually planned. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Gardem. Breakdown? The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old me. Oh, that's so sweet. We calls her Old Bee. Poor Mrs. Caradab. No. Of course, I never meant for anything of that sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? Oh. I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the best of me. I threw that book. And I threw that knife as well. John, dear. It's alright, I know. Aww. Ew, couples. I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Oh. 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 That is so cute. Aww. Aww. Lord Van Zeeks. What news of Mrs. Garrett's? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an exceptionally flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim has been treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctors believe she will regain consciousness soon. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news.
So, Mr. Sasuke Natsume,
Where have you been all this time?
uh,
Yes!
on behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
No, it was me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when a young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
I was sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought that she had been killed too. I suppose she made her look completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Sasuke-san. His imagination really has got the better of him. Yes, poor man. So, when it happened, I thought that young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and... come on now. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit had been at work here, I think.
Come on now. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit had been at work here, I think.
Okay, this fucking connection thing is an actual fucking joke. This cannot be real.
We were befooled by the spirits and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zieks and our young lawyer here from the east, the chain has now been broken and the spirits exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Oh! No comment.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes, my lord.
In conclusion to this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
As the foreman of the jury, I can assure you we've reached our fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Oh. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Oh, Mr. Garrett of his NSC, that's our scene. Sitting in for the old bee. Oh, bee! That's so cute. That's such a cute nickname. Hey, sitting in for the old bean while she is out of action, you know, but I know what her decision will be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. Let's say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Very, very well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Huh?
Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume. I hereby pronounce you Hot Milky!
Inside the goddamn courtroom.
And finally, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, yes, sir? Lord, sir?
You are now a free man once again. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me.
Oh yes, sir, of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
Thank you, Counsel. Court is adjourned.
No, you're not get to talk to Fancy after the trial. Oh, Locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there any other Locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, alas, I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Happy, hearty, happiness, hurrah! Oh, I'm pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard to just say that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, that happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that. Lovely, loyal, Locum's lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I have just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you, Locum lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm before that baronial bench before all these babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And then I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof. I bellowed, "Behold, the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's become of all my hard work? It's him. It's him! Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. It's 3 p.m. Oh, Mr. Scholes! What a pleasure to see you! I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted. I'm glad to say. Oh! The trial has begun presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the Oh my god! I wish you the best of luck. I just finished. What? No! Then my haste was in vain? Ah! It's you! Sherlock Holmes! Oh, have you met, sir? This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounter had taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Sherlock Holmes! You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, but I assure you, I have placed you now.
You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Has she been taken to the hospital more urgently? I thought perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. Yeah, nothing. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind then. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Priceless. Oh, I am so sorry, really, but I fucking hate you. That was quite priceless. Poor Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper. Oh no. Ah, Lord Van Zeeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It'll be alright, Mr. Natsume. Who? If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hey! Why? With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Oh my god, I absolutely want to see Susato use a toss on Van Zeeks. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of a warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experience to your friends back in Japan. Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh! It had been already a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, perhaps in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terrors of the Reaper's curse. That's not all of it! That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling falls on my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen the work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san could be an interesting read. And what about Mrs. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? What about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right. But we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you can take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? But it lacks in windows, and more than makes up for with floor, ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind that accursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? yes. It tries to suffocate you when you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
Oh, your little kitty cat.
We'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative? Would you consider taking lodgings with me?
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself, though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of?
Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take a...
I'm just saying I really want to pee right now, but I said I'd finish the fucking game first, but...
I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's decided. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist.
I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes! Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy. Welcome. I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I am truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But welcome. We'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellows, our carriage appears to have arrived.
Wait, Susato's still doing paperwork.
Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening.
Wait, really?
Oh. And so, with Soseki innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Ooh. 20th of February. So
it's to be our new office, yes.
Our office?
I rather like the sound of that. Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
Aw, the music is so nice.
Oh.
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step, but I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place?
Okay, I have to say it though. His titties aren't as big as Van Zeke's.
And holy shit, that is a look. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much.
It's delightful. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good. Pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everybody's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital?
It's very exciting, actually. I Can't help wonder what adventures await us. Fuck off! Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office in this premises. Until I discovered the dark truth of the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows. Oh, that isn't ominous. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Jones so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depths of the murk that lay behind it. And fun, I actually managed to get there at some point. Jesus Christ. Yes, please. Okay, I'm just gonna end the stream. Sorry guys, but all of that like took something out of me. Thank you so much for anyone who stopped by, but I am gonna end it here. See y'all tomorrow again, same time, same place. We're just gonna do the case live tomorrow, hopefully with better connection. And see y'all. Bye!